What happens when a Shark Tank business says no, walks away, or even fails after getting a deal? Most fade away, but a bold few, they come back, stronger than ever. From rejected pitches to multi-million-dollar returns, these are the insane comeback stories you won't believe.
Sharks.
Well, well, well. Look who's back.
Welcome.
Hi.
I was the only one that believed in you.
Most entrepreneurs step onto Shark Tank hoping for a life-changing moment, a single deal that skyrockets their brand. But for some, that moment doesn't go as planned. Deals fall apart after the cameras stop rolling. Partnerships break down. Some simply walk away from the Sharks' offers. But here's what separates the average from the elite. A few bold founders return. But why come back? Isn't one round in the tank enough pressure? Turns out, several strategic reasons bring these businesses back through those intimidating double doors. Some companies didn't finalize their original deal, whether due to misaligned visions, post-show due diligence failing, or better offers off-camera. Others return with revamped products, new business models, or massive sales growth that make them irresistible the second time around. And sometimes, it's personal. Some entrepreneurs want redemption. They want to prove a shark wrong. Or maybe, just maybe, they want to flip the power dynamic, returning not as desperate hopefuls, but as confident CEOs. And here's the kicker. Shark Tank rarely allows repeat pitches. So when a business is invited back, it means something big has happened behind the scenes. Now let's dive into the first example of a company that came back swinging, with a product, a pitch, and a deal the second time around that left viewers stunned. If there's one entrepreneur who turned a failed deal into Shark Tank legend status, it's James Martin, the founder of Copa di Vino. His product? Wine by the glass.
My name's James Martin. I'm CEO and founder of Copa di Vino. I'm here today looking for an investment of $600,000 for 20% of my company. I created Copa di Vino, America's first premium wine by the glass. This is the game changer.
A single-serve, resealable wine cup that was perfect for events, travel, and on-the-go sipping. Simple, smart, marketable. And yet, he turned down not one, but two offers from the Sharks. James first entered the tank in Season 2, pitching Copa di Vino with confidence. The Sharks were intrigued, especially Kevin O'Leary. But when James refused to license the technology and insisted on growing the brand himself, tensions rose.
If I gave you a check for $600,000, how much of the IP company and bottler I could own? How much is that?
You've already devalued the brand to worth this much.
No, we didn't devalue it to zero, not at all.
Or a negative.
Never remember it again, and I won't care because there's a million opportunities that are come to me tomorrow. This was your moment. You turn around, it's gone.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Thank you, guys.
The deal fell apart on camera, but James didn't stop there. Instead of fading into the background, he used the national exposure to supercharge his sales. Copa di Vino grew fast. Within a year, he was invited back to Shark Tank.
You know, walking away from a deal from Kevin O'Leary was brutal. But at the same time, Kevin O'Leary only wanted the patents. He didn't see any value in the brand. Business is booming. We're with some of the largest retailers in the world. Walmart, Ralph's, Kroger's, 7-Eleven, you name it, they want us.
Kevin, last time I was here, you told me you were gonna drink a $1,000 bottle of wine while weeping over the missed opportunity.
Season 3. This time, the Sharks were even more excited smelling the success. Offers flew. Kevin again made a deal. And once again, James walked. Why? Because James knew something most entrepreneurs didn't. Shark Tank was more than a pitch platform. It was free national advertising. He didn't need a deal. He needed attention. Today, Copa di Vino has generated over $70 million in sales and is available in stadiums, concerts, and retailers nationwide. James played the game differently, and he won. Twice. He didn't just return to the tank, he dominated it. When Charles Michael Yim walked into Shark Tank in Season 5, he made history. His pitch, the breathometer, a smartphone-powered breathalyzer, snagged investment from all 5 Sharks, including Mark Cuban, Lori Greiner, Robert Herjavec, Damon John, and Kevin O'Leary. It was a rare moment of total Shark unity, but what followed wasn't success. It was disaster. The product didn't deliver accurate results. Customers complained, the FDA got involved, The company was forced to offer refunds, and the brand's reputation took a massive hit. Mark Cuban later called it one of the worst investments he ever made on the show. You'd think that was the end, but not for Charles Yim. Instead of disappearing, he retooled. He worked on new health tech, including hydration monitoring tools and wellness tracking systems. And soon, whispers started. Charles was working on a comeback. In a special follow-up segment, Beyond the Tank, Charles appeared again. He didn't come begging. He came back with a reformed mindset, better technology, and a new mission in the health data space. His new ventures didn't need shark cash. They needed validation. And he got it. Breathometer may have failed, but Charles learned the most valuable entrepreneurial lesson. Fall fast, learn faster. This is what the sharks didn't see coming. His return wasn't about the breathometer anymore. It was about rebuilding trust, pushing boundaries, and proving that one bad pitch doesn't define the journey. When John Tabbies, founder of the Books Company, first appeared on Shark Tank in Season 5, he brought something refreshing to the tank, quite literally. His flower delivery startup promised sustainably sourced blooms shipped directly from eco-friendly farms, cutting out the middleman and passing the savings to customers. The pitch was clean, the branding beautiful, and the margins decent. But the sharks? They weren't impressed. They doubted the market, the scalability, and most importantly, the logistics. Kevin O'Leary famously passed, saying the flower business was a bloodbath. John walked away without a deal, and without much hope from the tank. But this is where the story takes a massive twist. Years later, the Books Company received a call from none other than Robert Herjavec. The shark had remembered the brand, not because of the pitch, but because he used the site to order flowers for his wedding. He was so impressed by the experience, he reached out, and this time, he wanted in. The Books wasn't just a good idea anymore, it was a thriving business. After raising over $100 million in venture capital, Books became one of the most successful flower delivery companies in America. They even returned for a follow-up segment in Beyond the Tank, where the tables had clearly turned. John no longer needed the sharks. The sharks needed him. It's a reminder that sometimes success doesn't happen on camera. It happens after. And for the Books Company, that second wave of attention helped fuel a floral empire. So, what did we learn here? Being told no on Shark Tank isn't the end. It's sometimes the beginning of a much bigger opportunity. So, what's the common thread between these comeback kings and queens? What actually changes between the first appearance and the second? Well, let's pull back the curtain. When you look at businesses like Copa di Vino, the Books Company, and Breathometer, there are three core areas that evolve before their return. Many founders return with a stronger product, whether it's better packaging, improved tech, or newly added features. Breathometer's pivot to broader health tracking solutions is a perfect example. Between seasons, entrepreneurs re-engineer their offerings based on feedback, reviews, and shark criticism. Coming back with just a new pitch isn't enough. What stands out is branding that resonates. Copa di Vino's sleek rebranding and viral marketing strategy made it recognizable. Books capitalized on its eco-conscious branding to attract millennials and Gen Z customers. The first time, they pitched a dream. The second time, they pitched results. Growth in revenue, new partnerships, or celebrity endorsements make the sharks sit up straighter. Let's not forget the psychological factor. The second time around, these founders knew how to navigate the pressure. They were confident, calculated, and had real numbers to back their vision. Returning to Shark Tank isn't just about getting another chance. It's about proving transformation. The sharks love nothing more than someone who took their advice, hit the ground running, and came back with receipts. In the world of luxury, legacy, and entrepreneurship, nothing screams wealth like resilience. And these business owners made it a part of their brand. Let's talk big picture. Do second appearances on Shark Tank actually work? Statistically, the odds are still tough. Shark Tank has aired over 300 episodes, and only a tiny fraction of businesses have returned for a second full pitch. Even fewer walk away with a deal. But those who do, they often go on to outperform even the first-time success stories. Why? Because the second time isn't about selling an idea. It's about proving growth, maturity, and resilience. It's about showing you didn't crumble after rejection. You evolved. Take Doorbot, for example. Originally rejected by the sharks in Season 5, it didn't return to the tank formally. But it made headlines when Amazon acquired it years later and renamed it Ring, now worth over $1 billion. While not a literal return to the show, it's a perfect example of a comeback in spirit. one that left the sharks kicking themselves. Second appearances also offer incredible media leverage. A follow-up episode creates an arc, a story. People love a comeback, and Shark Tank viewers become invested in that narrative. The best part? Even the sharks evolve. Some admit they were wrong, others change their stance. But ultimately, when an entrepreneur walks back into the tank with success dripping from their numbers, the game changes. These stories prove that in the world of high-stakes business, one rejection is just the first chapter. There's a lesson at the heart of every great comeback, and Shark Tank is full of them. These aren't just businesses. They're stories of resilience, risk, and redemption. From Copa di Vino's wine empire, to Books blooming into a floral powerhouse, to Charles Yim's pivot after a public flop, one thing is clear. Sometimes you have to fail on national television to win in the real world. So, next time someone tells you no, remember, you might just need a second swim in the tank. Don't forget to like this video if you believe in second chances. Subscribe to Rich Talk for more behind-the-scenes stories of billionaire breakthroughs, luxury empires, and entrepreneurial legends. And drop a comment. Which Shark Tank comeback shocked you the most? Because here on Rich Talk, we don't just talk money, we talk legacy.